Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a channeled message around flowing with the energies of July 2026. So welcome, my name is Angela Shakti Sparks with Heart Magic Healing. I am a somatic healing practitioner, and I also love sharing the gift of oracle readings that are infused with the energies of light language and Reiki. And I've also been guided to offer for any donations of $20 or more, whether that's a Substack pledge, buy me a coffee, or just through my booking page, uh, an oracle card reading with the light language activation and Reiki. So if you're interested, I'll share more on that later. And then let's get to our message. So for these monthly channeled messages, I work with the Goddess Power Oracle deck. And as always, we are all intuitive. And so I invite you, as we go through the cards, so it's a 6-card pull. As we go through the cards, I invite you to also see and maybe stay open and listen for what comes through for you, because maybe maybe you'll get a message that is a little bit different than what I have, that's something specifically for you to keep in mind or focus on this month. So keep that in mind as well. All right, let us see what the first card will be. Interesting pull today. Okay. So the first card is Freya, and the card says radical acceptance. And here for another moment in case you want to see. Sometimes I'll see things in the cards as well, something that will stand out in the photo. And for this card, what the acceptance is really standing out. And so anytime we are not where we want to be in life, maybe there's a project that you want to bring to fruition, or you're in a job that you don't absolutely love, or maybe it's a relationship, or just wherever you're at in your life, if there's an area where you're not completely fulfilled and you maybe are feeling that pull, right, that frustration or agitation, is before we can open up to things changing, we really need to find acceptance. And acceptance not in the way of like, yeah, I love this, I love where I'm at, right? But acceptance in the way of, okay, this is where things are right now. And also, I believe that we are all creating our own reality through our thoughts and beliefs and the emotions and energy, the feelings, right, that we're resonating with each day. So wherever you're at right now, taking responsibility is also, and actually I believe that is one of the themes for the month, but taking responsibility for the fact that you have created where you are with your thoughts and beliefs, and acceptance in the way of not beating yourself up over that, right? Acceptance is like, okay, yes, I have contributed to where I'm at now, and I can change it. But if we resist and fight against it, or continue to beat ourselves up over what we have created, or beat ourselves up over patterns that we have that are holding us in situations that we don't like, then that's just going to create more resistance. It's going to hold us back from moving forward. It's going to hold us back from liberation, freeing ourselves from whatever that situation is. So it's like step number one is learning to find, just being like, okay, here's where I'm at. And awesome, I have the awareness that I have these patterns or these beliefs or things, even if I don't know what they are yet, right? It's like you have the awareness. It's like, okay, yes, here's where I'm at. And when I can be okay with this being where I'm at, then that's going to open up the energy of moving forward. while I draw my next card, see if anything else arises for you around that one, if anything else is coming to mind for you. Okay, so we had two jump out for this one. So we've got white buffalo calf woman, and then we've got Mat. Oh, I love Mat, the Egyptian goddess Mat, truth. Okay. All right, so for white buffalo calf woman, the card mentions reverence, and what I'm feeling here is really, wow, I'm really feeling some emotions here, and it's like um a reverence and honor for yourself, a rev a reverence for yourself, a compassion. It's like I'm seeing this reverence as like a compassion mixed with love, mixed with honoring, and really bringing this reverence to yourself for how much you have in this lifetime endured, grown through, learned through, everything you've been through, and the fact that you've persevered, and knowing too that we have all been through so many traumas, big and small, ways we've had to cope. We've all been programmed and manipulated and controlled with institutions. Let's just leave it there for now, because I could go off on a whole video around that topic. But we've all been doing the best we can with the resources that we had at the time, the resources you had as a child. We adapted to things the best we could. And having this deep love and compassion for yourself, for wow, like, look how far you made it. And just bringing in more love and compassion and reverence for yourself right now, because that's also going to be a key to really expanding into the next version of you, or opening to that next area of life that you want to expand into. It's almost like it's giving us the steps, right? The keys to doing that. And yeah, so self-love is so important. But again, it's more than just loving yourself, or maybe that's kind of the part of it too, is because, when you say that, like, what does really loving yourself mean? And are we really all doing it? I know I could probably bring some more reverence to myself, right? So here's what's coming through is, if you are constantly beating yourself up, criticizing yourself, I should have done this. Why didn't I do that? I could have done that better, right? So this is the kind of talk, like, if you're saying these things to yourself, that is not not self-love, right? So perhaps the self-love and the reverence comes in as, how can you start changing the way that you speak to yourself? And I'm on this path with you, so I'm taking this in as well, because I've gotten a lot better about it. But now that this is coming through, I can see the ways where I still have certain areas of my life where I do criticize, and I'm like, yeah, like, why can't I get this right? Right? Why can't I figure this out? That's not giving myself self-talk loving encouragement. So an invitation for all of us there. All right, and then we have Mat, the Egyptian goddess truth. She's the one that, like, weighs the souls with the feather. And yeah, truth. What discerning what is true for you. What is true? So when we're talking about, wanting, if there's an area of your life where you're wanting to create something new, or where the universe is really actually pulling, you're feeling that pull, and that's where some of that frustration and agitation can come in, right? Because you're being pulled to something new, to that expansion. And another important key of moving to that next level, or creating what you want, is to really tune into what's true. What is your true desire? Are you thinking of the next thing or the next project? Or maybe this is where you're at right now. There's something you want to call in. Maybe taking a moment, and we're in Mercury retrograde, right? For the like 3 weeks of this month of July. So that's a good time for reflecting. And so reflecting on your desires, what you're wanting, are they truly yours? Are you doing it for some external reason? Like you think it'll help a relationship, or you have been told that that would be a good thing for you to do, or like, oh, maybe I could make money doing it this way. Is your desire truly yours? And what is truth? What are your true values? What do you want to create in your life? And come down to the core of it. And that comes to tuning into yourself, not looking for external answers on that, but really coming to you, taking some time to reflect and be like, okay, if I could do something, if I look at this situation and it's just for me, not anybody else. Because knowing that when you fulfill the desires for you, that's going to actually be better for the people around you, right? If you're being true to your desires. So if it's just for you, what does your heart want? What do you want? If you knew that anything was possible and that you could have whatever you truly desired, what is it that you want in whatever that area of life is, or multiple areas? So really starting to tune in and connect with you, maybe journal on it. I like to do meditations and sit in meditation and imagine connecting with my heart and calling in my divine I am self, or your higher self, if you like, call it that. So finding a way that to connect with your truth. Ha! I almost knew this was going to come through. That is so funny. So this is Bridget, or I like to call her Bree. It is Creative Spark. And as I was talking about the truth and tuning into your heart, what already popped into my mind was creativity and joy opening the flow, right? So if we're stuck in seriousness, if we're stuck in looking at what we want to create from a place of what we think is possible, from a place of putting limitations on what is possible for us to create, and also what we think is possible for us, and getting really caught up in reality, right? If we look out in the world right now, and I'm catching myself, I'm really having to to pull myself back in and disconnect from it, because it doesn't help. But there's a lot of serious things going on in the world right now, and the best thing we can do is to change our state and vibration and be in the energies of love, and just not getting caught up in the seriousness, getting caught up in the fear, the anger, the sadness doesn't help shift it, right? And again, this message seems to be around, it's like, what do you want to create? What is it in your life that you want to shift, create, or you're being pulled towards? And so the creativity and joy is what opens up that flow. And so where in your life right now can you invite in more creativity or enjoyment? What are some things you enjoy doing? So I love doing bike rides, so I've been doing more of those. I love dance, and I've been just putting on music when I'm maybe cooking something in the kitchen and just dancing around. Even things like coloring in a coloring book, just something that pulls you out of that mind and um, puts you into that place of just being fully present in the present moment. And that's also the place where you can connect to the truth and open up the energies and start to receive those insights of what steps to take, or even just to reconnect with um, reconnect with your true inner desire, one that's not clouded by external pressures or influences. And then the next card that is coming through is Persephone, and this card says inexperience. And really, so with the word inexperience, think more. Actually, so two things are coming through here. Innocence, I'm saying that so I don't forget innocence. And then it's having the beginner's mind because we've been told in life that a lot of things are not possible, and we have taken that to be true. And so coming back to that beginner's mind or the innocence of the child who hasn't been programmed to believe that things aren't possible. Yeah, let that sink in. I'm letting it sink in. The child comes forth as that divine expression, still, I believe, really connected to the divine and the spirit world. And they know that everything and anything is possible. How can we go back to that innocence? It's like unlearning all, so the inexperience, like unlearning all the bullshit that we've been programmed and taught, and coming back to that innocence and that true self that knows that anything, really anything and everything is absolutely 5 billion% possible and possible for us. And I get it. I still work on that one. I still work on believing things are possible for me. Yeah, that's a powerful message. All right, what wants to close it out? We're on our last card. So closing it out. Okay. Yeah, flow. Ria, flow. So being in, so really all these, it's mapped it out for us. The cards have done a beautiful map today. I love this. I love this. They've mapped it out. So it's coming to, so radical acceptance, and also another word popping through here, coming to a place of the 0 point stillness or the neutrality, right? Holding that reverence and love and compassion for ourselves, coming out of catching ourselves in that critical self-talk and critical thinking, and starting to shift it into encouragement and love. Tuning in to what is true for us, tuning into our true desires, using creativity and joy to open up those creative pathways, open up to that truth, things to start to come through, coming back to that innocence, that knowing that you have deep within you that anything and everything is possible. And as we do that, it will bring us into the flow of our life and of what we want to bring forth. And what comes through here also is releasing the expectations. So tuning into your truth and starting to follow your truth and joy, but releasing expectations of what outcome you want. Because again, we tend to limit ourselves in what is possible and what the best outcome. We might have a vision of the outcome we want, and yet the universe is like, but I have this other thing here over here for you. And if you would just get out of the way, I will bring it to you. I will just let it flow right into your life. And so letting go of those insistences and expectations of how you want the new version, the new project, the new area of your life to show up. Wow. I love this message this month. I can't wait to work with it myself. I hope you are inspired as well. And again, so oracle card readings. So when I do the readings, we read, so kind of like this, it's like read what the information is, what's coming up for you. The messages are specifically tailored to you and what's going on in your life. And then we actually shift some of the energies right there with some light language and with some Reiki. So if you are interested, please reach out. I will also put links to if you donate $20 or more, whatever you feel guided, I will be happy to, I would be honored to gift an oracle card reading to you. And then yeah, I would love to hear if any other messages came through for you. I'd love to hear how this all plays out for you this month. And I wish you a wonderful, insightful, and always magical and playful, right? Always creative, magical, and playful, bringing that into the mix. July 2026. So much love. Bye for now.